people are gonna click on this video and be like, ah, those dudes are fat, I'm not watching this, and click off as quick as they clicked on, you know. Not even give it any chance. For those of you who actually are still on the video, it's just your first time watching. So I used to be a competitive powerlifting lifter. I got injured, so I stopped powerlifting and pretty much doing everything for a while, but I got back into working out through bodybuilding, decided if I can't be big and strong, I'm gonna be small and pretty. So I started training for bodybuilding because I want to compete in bodybuilding, but the problem with bodybuilding is it just bores the living snot out of me. So I'm just kind of like, I don't really enjoy lifting for bodybuilding because it's just not fun to me. So I've gone back to more of a I have gone back to my powerlifting routine. So I'm trying to build my strength up so I can do more weight. I can do heavier weights, more reps. I can do more reps with heavier weights with my training because I feel like a stronger muscle has the potential to be a bigger muscle has the potential to be a stronger muscle. So if I can get my strength back up where I could do reps with heavier loads, I could put on more muscle mass and look better. Now, do I look like a bodybuilder? No, I'm still fat, I'm still gross. I still have a long way to go before I'm even able to compete in bodybuilding because how fat and gross I am. Now, I'm not using the training to lean out, I'm using the training to build strength and muscle. I'm using the diet. My diet is what is going to take me to where I need to be as far as it goes for weight loss for bodybuilding. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep on lifting the way I like to lift. Because I feel like if you can lift the way you enjoy lifting, you're going to go further, you're going to do better, and you're going to put more intensity into your training, which is going to take you further down the road. So that's why I'm back to powerlifting. Dieting is still looking like a bodybuilding diet though. So trying to lose weight, put muscle on at the same time, which is a very difficult feat to do. Not impossible, it's very, very difficult to do. So that's basically the sum of what's going on here. So now we're just gonna go through our workout. And this is tonight, heavy deadlifts for me. It's heavy squats for Richard. I'm gonna do this because it's not actually heavy. We're not actually really lifting anything significantly heavy. Like tonight, my top weight for deadlifts is going to be, oh, cool, I'm back in the 300s, 315. So that's what I'm going to be hitting for 5 tonight. And then what's your squat? What are you doing tonight? 255? Yeah, 255 for 5. So humble beginnings. It's been a very, very long time since I lifted heavy and done anything with any type of serious weight. It's been 3.5 years since I've even attempted to do a powerlifting routine. So we're going to inch our way into this, and then by the end of November, I'm going to kind of gauge where I'm at and then see what my next program is going to require for percentages to build my strength back up and see where I could get as far as it goes in the realm of strength. Well, let me get this going. I've already done my warm-ups too, by the way, so I don't really put it on the video. Normally what I'll do is I'll warm up doing sets of 5 to 50% of what my top set is. So basically, if you're working up to 300 pounds, you do sets of 5 up to 150 pounds. Then once you hit 150 pounds, you'll do singles up to your 300, and then your 300, you'll pull one set of 5, 4, 3, 2, whatever your programming is required at that time. But since I'm not lifting anything heavy, I'm not really going to 50%. I'm just gonna do sets of 5 till I feel I'm warmed up, and then go to singles, and then pull my top set of 5. And every time I lift heavy every other week. So whenever I do my top set of 5, every other week it will go down by like a pound. Not pound, it'll go down by like a rep. So I'll start off with 5, and then 4, and then 3, and then 2. You get the idea. But since my loads are going to be so light, I'm not going to reduce weight as the weeks go on. I'm not going to reduce reps as the weeks go on. I'm just going to keep doing sets of 5 because I started at such a light weight. I don't feel the need to go all the way down to a single or a double or whatever for a top set. Not with these loads. So humble beginnings, humble beginnings. And then the old powerlifter joke, you know, there's a joke like powerlifters take like naps between sets. They bring lawn chairs and air mattresses and they sleep between sets. There's a reason why as a powerlifter you take longer between sets. There's two reasons. One, unlike a bodybuilder, you're not going to be ready to go in a minute and a half after a incredibly heavy lift for a warm-up to go into your top set. So you want to make sure you have adequate amount of rest to make sure that your body's 100% ready to go. But the main reason why you want to take longer between your sets is because you want to emulate what an actual powerlifting meet is. Because whenever you start warming up for your flight, you're going to warm up, but once your flight actually starts to lift, you can spend anything between 5 to 20 minutes between lifts. So you'll pull your first attempt and you might be sitting for 20 minutes. And then you're gonna pull your second attempt, then you're gonna sit for 20 minutes. So you try to push your rest periods as long as possible without going cold. So that way, whenever you do go to compete and you're on the platform and you had to wait 18 minutes to do your next pull, you're not cold. So you try to replicate that environment. Not saying that's what I'm doing here, but just for people that don't understand, like, why do they take so long between sets? But we're not taking that long between sets, just a minute or two, maybe 3, because what we're doing is really light, so it goes pretty quick. Goes pretty quick. I'm gonna jump by 20 before I go up to 2 plates. I also increased my food today. It was so hard getting all my food down today. I've been doing 2 pounds of meat a day, and I've gone up to 3. And that was very hard getting all that food down today. So I normally do 2 pounds of red meat a day, of ground meat, and I do like 10, 12 ounces of chicken. Well, I've gone up to 3 pounds of ground chicken a day, and then I'm still doing like 10 to 12 ounces of chicken for dinner. Whew, it was a lot of food to get down. And it's crazy because like I used to be able to eat 4 to 5 pounds of meat a day, 2 to 3 cups of rice per meal, like nothing. And now it's just kind of like, ooh, that was a lot of food. I think I also might have like a little stomach issue going on too. Something's like kind of like bothering my guts. And kind of affected me a little bit as far as it goes for like my food. Been like really bloated and gassy. I'm also carb cycling too. So on the days I work out, my carbs are a lot higher. So I work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I measure my rice raw, which is 12 ounces of rice. And then on Tuesdays, Thursdays, I don't work out, so I do 8 ounces of rice. And then on Saturday, I do 6 ounces of rice. And then Sunday, my medium days are 200, which 12 ounces of rice comes out to right around 200 carbohydrates. So on Sundays, I get 500 carbs, but I drink like juice and stuff like that to get my carbs up on a Sunday. Which I think also that kind of makes it a lot harder to eat today because I'm still full from Sunday. Kind of like in between in my head if I want to reset up for every rep or if I just want to kind of tap and go. I think I'm going to set up for every rep, especially on the top set. These lighter ones, not really. I mean, the whole concept is you want to get your form as absolutely perfect as possible for every single rep, regardless of what's on the bar. Like practice only makes perfect if practice is perfect kind of thing, but you teach yourself good form with lightweight, you'll keep it with good weight, if you practice good form with lightweight, it'll come natural to you with heavyweight, so they say. But that's not always true, because I practiced good form with light weights and then kind of crumbled under some heavy weights. After this, I'm gonna start pulling singles. A little warm today too. AC unit's actually running. It hasn't really ran that much since we've been in here this last like 2 weeks, but it's kind of warm today.
Like 95, 96 today.
Really, it's in the mid 90s? I believe it. Warm today. All right, I'm gonna pull this for 5 and then go to singles after this. In case y'all are wondering what I do here when I'm grabbing the bar and I'm going like this, right? I'm taking my calluses. I got long fingers, so I wrap the bar easily. So what I do, my calluses, I'm taking the barbell and I'm jamming my calluses under like that. So when I wrap, my calluses roll under and then I wrap like this. So my calluses are pinched. Because if I grab the bar here and I roll like this and I grab the barbell like that, you see how it pinches my calluses there? And what happens is the bar starts to rotate in my hand like this, it tears my calluses. I got long enough fingers where I can grab the bar with my fingers, not my palm. So I'm like this instead of like this. So an advantage of having longer fingers is I can grip the bar a little bit better so it doesn't roll out of my palm and tear anything in the pad of my hand or the palm of my hand. I learned that a long time ago when I was deadlifting. I kept grabbing the bar like this, my calluses under the barbell, and when it would rotate, it would catch those and rip them. And this way, I don't have that issue at all. So that's what I'm doing whenever I'm sliding my hand up and down on the bar like that. I'm trying to get my calluses tucked under. And if anyone doesn't have big calluses, and you maybe don't understand, but you can pinch your calluses and it'll hold shape and form. So instead of just jamming it once, I do it several times because I'm trying to mush the callus back as far as I can to kind of hold that shape temporarily while I grab the bar. If you have long fingers, you can get away with it. If you have short little stubby sausage fingers, it's a lot harder to do that. But if you have long skinny fingers, like guys that can't hook grip the bar have a harder time doing that, what I just did. But I don't have a problem even hook gripping the bar because like how long I have skinny palms and skinny fingers. Super knotty and go in all kinds of different directions. They're lumpy, but they're skinny and long. Favorite part of the night is also the fastest part of the night, which is the main lift. After this, I have 5 sets of Romanian deadlifts, and then I'm going to do 5 sets of back extensions and the 5 sets of leg curls. And from there, I move on to squats. And I do light squats tonight, and then I'll do wide stance belt squats, and then really close-footed hack squats, 5 sets of everything, and then I'll do leg extensions and calves. And that's it for tonight. I might be like, why do you need so much work, and why do you use so much accessories, and why do you do so many reps and how much volume? Because I only train my legs once a week. So I do 3 movements for assistance work on hamstrings, 3 movements for quads. Train the quad at every angle, train the hamstring at different positions, stretch, bent knee, a curling motion, a bent knee, and then a stiff-legged knee, stiff-legged. So I get the hamstring in all 3 positions of lengthening. I just feel like it develops the posterior chain and quads, pushing, pulling muscles in the legs and hips a lot more uniform. Plus, I like doing more work. I just like working out. So it's like I could do less, but or I could do more, you know, more is more. More is always more. All right, one more set. One more. I'm back in the 3s on the deadlifts. This is also the lightest I've been for lifting like this. Sunday I weighed in at 221. Pretty light. I showed those kids because they're asking me like, what's the most you ever squatted and deadlift and bench and everything, and then told them about how I tore my pec and all that stuff, and then I was like, what's the heaviest you ever been? What's the biggest you ever been? I was like, 290. They're like, were you like all muscle or like were you like fat? I was like, kind of fat, you know. And I was like a nice mixture of like too fat but not like so fat, you know. And so I showed them the picture whenever I'm standing next to Nick when I have my arms crossed, and they're just like, holy crap, you were a monster. I was like, yeah, I used to be. And then I showed them when I was 260, 265. And they're like, oh my God, you're like so big. You like what happened? I was like, I got hurt, man. I had to have surgery and downward spiral, depression, and got out of weightlifting. I just didn't care for like a year and a half, 2 years. I just didn't care about nothing. I just let it all go. I just like, whatever. It just depressed me more than it made me happy, just because I lost everything from that and everything. I was like, but I'm getting back into it. My strength's coming back. And they're like, man, dude, and I told them about everything that happened. Like, man, that's really scary. That's really scary. I was like, yes, if I could go back and redo it again, I would never bench out here. I would bench shoulder width, close grip. It's a longer stroke, so your bench is going to be lighter because it's harder. I was like, but it puts the pec in a much safer position, less likely to tear the tendon, because when you're out here, that tendon's being 100% stretched, but in here, you recruit a lot more of the shoulder, the tricep, and the lat. And I was like, and plus they all play football, so I told them when you punch in football, you don't punch out here. When you come off the line, you punch in here, right? You go for the pads. So why do you want to bench out here? Doesn't make no sense. Doesn't matter how much you can bench out here because you're not pressing out here. You're not punching. When you're a football and you come up, it's always here. So why would you not close grip bench press to begin with? And they're like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. I haven't held this much weight in my hands in a while. Haven't held this much weight in quite a while. All right, here's where the 45-minute break comes. Also, when I do light deadlifts, I do a deficit deadlift, so I stand on an 1.25 inch block and pull off of that. And then whenever I do my light squat work, I use a different style bar to kind of change up the feel of it. It's your top set too? Feeling pretty good today, man. I had to force that food down. It was hard eating that food today. Really hard eating that food. Try to stay calm between my sets. You know, I was younger, when I got to my top set, I'd zone out and just try to get as much adrenaline going as I could. Like, I didn't think of nothing particular. It wasn't like something made me mad or angry. That it wasn't that. I'd zone out and just try to get my adrenaline. I don't know. It's a very weird thing to explain, but like if I try to think of something to make me angry or mad, it just distract me from what I'm trying to do. So people are like, oh, think of something that made you angry or mad, or a point in time in your life that you felt helpless or weak, or that never did it for me. Like what does it for me is, like I said, just completely not even thinking about it. Just zone out. Like literally just zone out and just like think about the weights, like the weight. Yeah, I'm gonna lift this. Yeah, it's gonna be heavy. Yeah, just I gotta lift it. I don't care what's on the bar. A number is irrelevant. The number is just a number. It's the strain, it's the struggle, it's the fight, it's the not thinking I'm gonna be able to do it, feeling like it's crushing me, or just it's too heavy, or it's not possible. It's just like it's gonna be heavy and it's gonna be hard. It's not gonna be impossible, but it's gonna be almost impossible. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't try. Like, I don't know, it's just like it was a zone type thing that I would think about, and it was nothing in particular, but it was just something like that would kind of go through my head, and I'd get myself ready to be like, yeah, it's gonna be heavy. It's going to be hard. It's not going to feel light. If it feels light, you're not doing it right. Like if it feels like nothing, you're not going heavy enough. Like, it should be difficult to do. I don't know. Like I said, it just, whether it was light or not, like that's what went through my head. Like, this is going to be the most difficult thing that you've done all year, you know. But right now the weight's so light, I don't know how to get to that like. And also, after you have that huge adrenaline dump, it's kind of hard to come back from that too, because it's kind of like, now I got 2 more hours of feeling like this for my workout. All right. That felt pretty good. I can definitely tell, since I lost all that weight, my back, I have a long torso. You know that, but they may not. So, but like when I had that belly and I get down here, it just sat on my legs. So it's just like down here was a non-issue. It wasn't until I got to here that I had to drive, like to force my back and my abs. But now that I'm lighter and I don't have that gut hanging and pushing back into my legs, you know, because it's sit on my legs are pushing it back up into me, so the internal pressure was different. So I could definitely feel it through here whenever I'm pulling from the floor. When I get to about maybe just the top of my knee, from the floor to the top of my knee, I feel it all through my low back. Not back, not like, oh, my back, but I can feel that's where the muscles are predominantly working. And then once I get to the top of my knee, the load completely shifts to my hamstrings, 100% to my hamstrings. I can feel it all purely in the hamstring. So those, like my lower back definitely is a area of interest that I need to really put a lot of emphasis to get stronger. My abs too, but we've been working on the abs pretty hard. So every Friday we do our ab work on Friday. Man, it's freaking brutal. My abs are actually still a little sore today from Friday, which I think maybe that's why my lower back kind of felt a little bit more than what it should, because my abs are a little fatigued. So that's it for my deadlifting. So now, like I said, I got accessory work. I'm moving on to Romanian deadlifts and all my other work and stuff like that. So I'm gonna cut the video here because I'm not gonna record all that other stuff. It's just basically me, because I time my sets. I rest 2 minutes and then go, 2 minutes and then go, and I'm breathing heavy because I'm doing sets of 15 to 20 reps. So I'm not being able to catch my breath. I don't rest as long. And the volume is a lot higher for the volume. So I can't really talk and time and record and everything else. I would consider this workout a ace in the hole. How was your set? Was it good? Good. Good deal. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.